OKC up 3-2, looking to close it out tonight. DraftKings has hypothetical series odds for the NBA Finals. OKC right now would be minus 265 favorites over the Knicks. The Spurs would be minus 225 favorites over the Knicks. Those are both reasonably significant. So Vegas definitively likes the Western team over the Knicks. And we're delighted to welcome in Peter Rosenberg. Have you met Alan? Do you guys know each other? Okay, just making sure.
Love your work.
Thank you.
You're fan of your show, by the way. Great show you have.
Great afternoon show.
What is the name of the show?
Don, Hunt, and Rosenberg.
For those of you not aware, they host the afternoon show together on ESPN Radio New York. And Peter will dive into the wrestling a little bit later as well. But let's start with the Knicks of it all. I want you to hear what yesterday Kendrick Perkins and Vince Goodwill had a conversation about the Knicks' star power compared to the rest of the playoff field. I think you'll find this interesting.
Name me a better duo that's in the postseason right now than Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson.
Don't have one for you.
So, okay, so I've never seen a team complete and win a championship without having a Batman and Robin. Do the Spurs have a Batman and Robin right now? You take it too long. No. Okay. Do OKC have a Batman and a Robin right now?
No, their Robin is hurt.
Okay then, but the Knicks do.
So is that right? You're questioning it right off the bat?
Well, because the Robin for OKC is an entire bench. Yeah. What do you mean? The Robin has been a different Robin every night. Isn't that a great problem to have?
But the point is no Jay Will. No offense. The injury, the hamstring injury. That's his Robin.
Right, not Chet. I'll give you a different Robin. He's probably not most of the times compared to Karl Anthony
Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
He's emerged.
That dude is like Agent Chaos 24/7.
You know,
consistency.
my bigger question would be, does it matter?
No.
Not when you're that deep.
And by the way,
tell me.
The biggest star in the playoffs ain't a Knick.
Right.
Let's get that straight. The biggest star in the basketball world is in San Antonio.
Right.
And will be for the foreseeable future. With health, it will be him.
Right.
It will not be anybody in New York. It won't be anybody in L.A. It will be him. It's interesting to just talk to people internationally about waking up at 7 in the morning to watch live because they want to see Wembanyama, period. Not waking up to see the Knicks.
Right.
By the way, that series with two small market teams outdrew the Knicks Cavaliers by 2 million people in game one. Nobody here wants to hear that in this city.
Well, listen,
because it's competitive. The other series wasn't.
No.
It's not competitive.
No, game one, Alan, it's because people looked at that series and saw two great teams potentially, and there was no attraction to the other team. Don't try to turn the Knicks into the Lakers or the Celtics when it comes to jersey sales, merchandise sale, internet, because they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Absolutely
Close.
are.
Oh, they're not.
I was just going to win. I am all about the Wemby of it all. As Alan knows, I am obsessed with the stardom this guy has, not just because of how he plays the game. Physically, he's incredible. It's his personality, too.
What he looks like, everything.
But we're so used to the international player, the European player being called a softie. This guy wants all the smoke. I love that. But the one issue I have with Perk, I almost think you're downplaying the Knicks by referring to KAT as a Robin, because really they're not a Batman and Robin, because you can't leave out OG Anunoby, who is a massive part. If they're going to win a championship, Alan, we talk about this every day, it is because OG Anunoby also contributed a lot on that road.
Yeah, and that's their depth, too. Like, the story of this Knicks team and why they've been on this run is not about Jalen Brunson being great or Karl Anthony Towns being great. It's about 5 guys, 5 starters, 5 straight games, averaging, all of them had double point
figures,
scoring.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is what the team aspect is, why they're winning, not because of a singular star.
The truth is, Jay Will, the point that you were making about how OKC has all these Robins, the Knicks kind of do too. Because on any given night, it might be Mikal Bridges, and certainly the game is played on both sides of the floor. Mikal Bridges is doing that on the other side. I think people may be overlooking a little bit of how good the Knicks have been, and I did an essay on this yesterday trying to combat this by diminishing the opponents they're playing. And that's fine. You want to say the Sixers and the Cavs weren't the best competition, you're probably right. But what the Knicks have done to them is unprecedented.
Agreed.
They've done everything they could do, which is obliterate everything in their path.
I guess the question is, do you believe the Knicks would have done the same thing to their opponents if they were in the Western Conference playing against the caliber of competition there? And I know you don't need to, because all you need to do is get to a championship.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that the Knicks and OKC are in the same class. I think that's okay. I think so. It doesn't mean that the Knicks don't have a chance to win. I just think that the depth and the style in which OKC plays is a worse matchup for the Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs because of the experience along with the depth.
What seems cool to me, as an old person who came of age with those great Knicks teams, that's when I started following basketball as a kid with my father, is that those teams were an ensemble. I mean, the 70 and 73 Knicks teams were an ensemble.
Right.
Yes, you can make the case. I sit next to Tony Kornheiser, who followed those teams growing up in New York all the time, and he says, he makes the argument that Willis Reed is the greatest Knick. There are people who make it that Clyde Frazier is the greatest Knick. It just shows how the ensemble, how great it was. And I don't want to necessarily invoke the 70 and 73 teams yet, but this is an ensemble.
Closest thing.
It really is. It reminds me only in that way, in that it's shared. And that, no, they can't be here without OG Anunoby. They can't be here without the new and improved KAT, who became point center KAT almost overnight, without Josh Hart, so without Mikal Bridges. I think that's the wonder of this Knicks
You
team.
actually can invoke it also for this reason. They've only been in the finals twice since.
Right.
They've only made it this far since 1973, 94.
But that
when they
team
lose
was
in
so
7 and then
different in that you
99.
had a dominant figure in Patrick Ewing.
Right.
A dominant player. You knew who Batman and Robin was.
Right.
Here's
He was
what-
both of them.
Here's all you need to know. We had Clyde Frazier on our show 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And we asked him about the comparisons to his teams of the 70s that went to 3 finals and won 2 championships and had 7 Hall of Famers on the 73 team. And he said, and if he says it, because he would never throw this stuff around like easily, he said, it reminds me, this team and the way they play reminds me of our team in 73. Which that is the highest compliment you can pay when you're Clyde Frazier.
Okay, so let's table this one for the moment. We have a lot more to do on all of the basketball. But, Peter, what are your plans for the weekend?
Oh, I'm going to be going to Turin, Italy.
Some time, and Victor may need some time. I fully expect him to have a terrific game tonight. Does he have 2 in him? I don't know about that. People don't have 4 and 5 great games in a series. Nobody, ever. And people just think, when you have a series where you have 3 great games and maybe, another game or 2 above average and where you're one of the all-time greats, that gets you an MVP in the series. All right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure on Victor, but I don't think he feels it. I think that when you're a figure like he is, when you're the face of the league already, and he is at 22 years old or whatever he is, when you've played in the Olympics and you had that pressure and you are representing your country in that way, in the way that he is.
In their home nation.
In their home nation, yes,
France,
yes, Greeny. So I think he's not a stranger to it, but he'll get more and more accustomed to it as he has these playoff
Does he
series.
play huge tonight? Do you expect a huge game from Wembanyama?
I expect a huge effort, more effort than what I saw in Game 5. In Game 5, his offense was predicated on his defense. And that's really interesting about that, right? Because I think there are a lot of defensive plays where he wasn't impactful in the game. He had 3 blocks. I'm gonna go literally play by play. That dude could have had 10, 15 blocks on just a little bit more effort. So we're talking about going from 29 minutes a game to 39 minutes a game in the playoffs with games every other day. I think it's taking a cumulative effect on his legs because he's not as disruptive on the defensive end. You can say that's physicality, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, we're just gonna talk about heart.
Elimination game. This is his first experience. First time he's going to now know what that's like, to know that your season's about to end if you don't play great. And we're going to get on him because he's their best player to have another great game. You're right. He had a 40-point game, 40-20 game. He had a 30-point game. Like, he's had big games to help them win. Others need to step up.
Yep.
I know guys are banged up. I understand it's the playoffs. Guys like De'Aaron Fox, you got to raise your level. Like, you need a secondary player to cover for him.
Or a couple of them.
And give him some. They were not getting anything out of their others. However, for Wemby, there's only one thing to talk about. Number 1, play through that physicality because you know you're going to keep seeing it. You got to play through it. Number 2, 1 offensive rebound, unacceptable. Not at your size. Unacceptable when your team shoots 40%. That means there's a lot of rebounds available to you. 1